Morning, guys. Morning. We are so in October and I'm loving it. All the spooky reads. If you watched my video on Saturday, you know that I'm slowly working my way through the Laurel K. Hamilton and Anita Blake series. It's been setting the vibe. The vibe is immaculate for October. And I continued that spooky kind of vibe with a really cool book that I found on TikTok. And, you know, I don't love to take those TikTok recommendations, right? Because they've done me wrong a couple of times. But this one did me right, and I'm so excited about it. I read Ivy Fairbanks' Morbidly Yours, and it was adorable. It was refreshing. It was the outcast guy gets the girl. It was everything that I needed it to be. What's it about, right? That's why you clicked on this video, because you want to know what this book is about. So it is about a young woman who her husband dies, and she's fairly young, and so she decides to just upend her life, and she's going to move to Ireland, to Galway actually. And so she moves to Galway, and the apartment cottage thing that she's renting, it's a small little home, is right next to a funeral home. And this particular funeral home is directed by a young man who is relatively the same age as her. And he and her become really, really good friends, just because she doesn't really know anybody else in Ireland. And he's already kind of not got a lot of friends, let's say. Little standoffish, little bit of an outcast. Just a genuinely nice guy, though. But, I mean, being an undertaker and that's your family business, you kind of end up being a little bit of an outcast. Also, he has a stutter. I forgot about that until just now. He does have a stutter. I think it's adorable the way that he gets nervous when he's talking to her and kind of like stutters his words. But I could understand probably as a teenager in school being the, you know, heir to an undertaking legacy and having a stutter. He probably got picked on a whole lot, and so that has made him socially standoffish. But he is in a predicament where his grandfather's will has insisted that he get married in order to save the funeral home. His father wants to sell it. But in order for him to get the funeral home and keep it open in a family business, his grandfather wanted proof that he was going to procreate, that he was going to have his own children and continue passing this funeral home on to his children. And in doing so, he needed to make sure he was married. That was one of the things in his will. So he gave him like 2 years or something to get married. And he, you know, lets your main female character know this. And unfortunately, because of the sudden and very traumatic passing of her husband, even though she has feelings for him, she is not ready at all to hear anything about marriage. So she's scared to even go steady with this guy. She doesn't think she's staying permanently in Ireland. She doesn't want to lay down roots anywhere right now. She's still dealing with the trauma of her husband's passing. And so they decide to essentially become F-buddies, because they do have a crazy amount of chemistry and attraction to each other. And they're good friends. So she decides, we're just going to sleep together. We're going to set these ground rules. I'm going to help you find a wife, though. So she goes on some pretty hysterical, like Tinder-style dates from a dating app. Like, one of them is married and her husband likes to watch, and it's one of them brings her baby and tries to get the baby to call him dad at the table. It's absolutely hysterical. I have not been in the dating field for probably close to 10 years now, but if it's anything like this anymore, I mean, I was just dying laughing. I don't know. When I was dating, I didn't go on a whole lot of first dates. I'm a relationship girl. So I've been in a lot of relationships, a lot of long relationships, a lot of serious relationships. I didn't really do the dating apps. I met one guy that I dated on a dating app, and we became friends first and then morphed into a relationship, realized we were better as friends type of deal. But I haven't met a lot of guys on dating apps or gone on a lot of first dates with people that I did not know or were not coworkers or friends or something first. I was a salon person. I was a hairstylist before I started doing the office work that I do now and this YouTube thing. And so I actually met a couple of relationships because they sat in my chair. And I got to know them as clients, got to know them as friends, and then eventually got to know them as a significant other. So yeah, I'm a long term relationship kind of girly. That's just what I've always been in. So I don't have a whole lot of like first date experience, but I tell you what, I was laughing hysterically at some of the main male characters' first date experiences that he went on in this particular book. It is really heartwarming, but also funny in points. It also has a little bit of possible triggers with loss. If you have lost a spouse, I could see a little bit of triggers from it, but honestly, I really liked it. I thought they handled death in a really sweet, heartwarming, and sometimes funny way. There's a little boy whose grandfather passes away, and he releases his pet rat at the funeral because his grandfather apparently was a magician and taught the boy, and the rat's name was Houdini. It was a really sweet moment. So it deals with death a good bit. Obviously, the name of the book is Morbidly Yours. But I thought it handled it really top tier, really sweet, really well done. And I just absolutely love the book. I really cannot say enough good things about it. I was surprised how much I enjoyed this book. But it was a win for TikTok recommendations. BookTok did me right on this one. Ivy Fairbanks is Morbidly Yours. Like I said, I was pleasantly surprised because TikTok does do me wrong a good bit. This one was a winner though. Yeah, this is like my third or fourth spooky read of the month already. And the vibes are immaculate this October. I'm absolutely loving all of the content. The next video you're going to get is a short little vlog, though, from my Columbus Day weekend trip. We went up to the mountains and had a really nice girls trip, and I'm going to do a little vlog for you on it, hopefully. Now, I always say I'm going to vlog, and then you know what happens. I get in the moment, I'm having a great time with my family or my friends, and the vlog just doesn't come to fruition. But I am specifically going on this trip saying to Stephanie, the person I'm going with, I am vlogging this trip. So let's see if I do it or not. And I love you guys so, so much. I will see you hopefully with a mountain vlog on Wednesday. If not, you know I'm going to be here with something. I love you all so much. Thank you for liking, subscribing. That subscriber count just keeps growing, even though it's like only by 2 or 3 a month. It's going in the right direction. I thoroughly, thoroughly appreciate you guys caring what I think about books and appreciating what I have to say. I really appreciate y'all actually for that. So I will see you guys on Wednesday. Later.